In the world of WE, with a spectacle of high-flying action, gritty rivalries, and unforgettable moments define the universe, there exists a family whose bloodline runs deeper than any of the champions in the locker room. This is the story of the Samoan dynasty, a lineage forged in the ring and built on the sacrifices of countless warriors who carved their legacy through blood, sweat, and pain. The rise of the Bloodline Story starts decades ago, in the streets of Hawaii, where a young man named Peter Mathia, a legend of his time, made his mark as a wrestling star. His strength, charisma, and unique style would inspire generations, not only in the Samoan community, but across the globe. Peter's legacy carried forward through his daughter, Laia Mathia, who would rise as a trailblazer in her own right, becoming the first female promoter of a wrestling company, All Samoan Wrestling Alliance. The foundation was laid, but it was still to come. The arrival of his grandchildren would cement the family's place in WE history. By the late 1990s, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would come to embody everything that was great about the Mathia bloodline. He didn't just live up to his family's legacy, he transcended it. His rise to fame in WWE was meteoric, starting with his electrifying persona as Rocky Mathia and evolving into The Rock, a larger-than-life character who would go on to become one of the most famous athletes and actors in the world. The Rock's success wasn't just about his athleticism or charisma. It was a reflection of the pride of his family, his bloodline, a bloodline that stretched far beyond the squared circle. But little did anyone know, while The Rock soared in Hollywood and the WWE universe, another generation of warriors was being groomed in the shadows. The world was about to witness a new chapter in the Samoan dynasty. The new generation under Ramon Reigns, the son of Sika Anoa'i, one half of the legendary Wild Samoans. Ramon's rise was no coincidence. As a member of the Anoa'i family, his lineage tied him directly to The Rock, but it also connected him to a rich history of champions. From his uncle Afa Anoa'i to the legendary Yokozuna, Ramon Reigns, however, wasn't content to merely live in the shadows of those before him. He wanted to carve out his own path. In the beginning, Reigns was positioned as the hero of WWE, the next great babyface, but it was clear that something was missing. The fans didn't embrace him the way they embraced his family members. Ramon faced a crossroads. But then, everything changed. At WrestleMania 36, Ramon returned with a different mindset. The tribal chief arrived. Ramon Reigns declared himself the head of the table of the Samoan dynasty, claiming that he was the one who truly deserved to wear the crown of the Anoa'i family. He wasn't just Ramon Reigns, he was the Roman Reigns. With Paul Heyman by his side, the tribal chief ruthlessly demolished any obstacle in his path, including past legends and WWE mainstays like John Cena and Edge. This was no longer just about the titles. It was about Roman staking his claim as the true leader of the bloodline, one who would force even the greatest names in WWE to bow before him. But a bloodline built on pride and power is never without its challenges. The family feudalman's reign as the tribal chief, however, was not uncontested. His cousin Jey Uso, one half of the high-flying tag team known as the Usos, began to question Ramon's dominance. The Usos had always been a mainstay in WWE, earning their own success, but they never reached the heights that Ramon had. Jey, who had previously stood by Ramon's side as a loyal enforcer, grew increasingly frustrated with the idea that Ramon had isolated himself as the undisputed ruler of the family. One night, on SmackDown, tensions exploded. Jey Uso confronted Ramon, telling him he was no longer going to yield to his cousin's demands. The two squared off in a brutal I Quit match that would go down in history as one of the most emotional battles in WE. In the end, Ramon Reigns used his brutal tactics to break Jey's spirit, forcing him to say, "I quit," and cementing his position as the head of the table. Yet, the turmoil was far from over. Jimmy Uso, Jay's twin brother, returned from injury, and he wasn't as easy to control. The Usos, the tag team that once seemed like an unstoppable force, now found themselves divided over Ramong's rise to power. The bloodline was torn between loyalty, respect, and the desire for control. The ultimate battle fast-forward to a climactic showdown at WrestleMania 40. Ramon Reigns, now holding both the Universal Championship and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, had become the most dominant force the wrestling world had ever seen. But as the Usos and other family members were forced to choose sides, the question loomed: who would eventually rise to challenge Roman's supremacy? In a shocking twist, The Rock, the very man whose legacy Roman sought to dominate, returned to challenge his own bloodline. With the stage set for the ultimate family showdown, the world held its breath. The Rock, carrying the weight of years of dominance, would square off against the tribal chief for the undisputed title of the Samoan dynasty. It was a match like no other, the ultimate test of family, pride, and the very legacy of the bloodline. Would Roman continue to reign supreme as the rightful tribal chief, or would The Rock prove that the old guard still had a place at the table? In the end, the battle would be more than just about titles. It was about respect, lineage, and who could truly carry the legacy of the Samoan dynasty forward. No matter the outcome, the saga of the bloodline would live on, ever growing, ever evolving, with each new chapter marking the rise of a new era in WE.